The setting for Act 3, Scene 1 is the palace. It opens with Banquo delivering a soliloquy, addressing his fear that Macbeth has murdered Duncan because of the witch's prophecies. Thou played most foully for it. He also muses that if Macbeth's prophecy has come true, then he may be the root and father of many kings. There is a sense from Banquo that he recognises the danger that Macbeth poses to him, because he will father a line of kings, when he stops his own speech. But hush, no more. Banquo's speech reveals his awareness that the witch's prophecies have placed him in potential conflict with Macbeth. Now, it's about time that we talk about repetition as a structural device in Macbeth. Act 3 is the middle of the play, and you should keep an eye out for events that are repeating themselves. In an essay, you may be asked to consider the structure or form of the play, and repetition is an excellent thing to discuss in such an essay. Repetition is a device that relates to the play's structure and the creation of suspense. In Act 3, the conflict in the play is beginning to snowball. Violence begets violence, and Macbeth, who murdered Duncan to become the king, believes that he needs to continue to murder more and more people in order to consolidate his power and create his own fate. Shakespeare's use of repetition mirrors the exploration of fate in the play. There is a sense of inevitability in the deaths of, spoiler alert, Banquo and Macbeth because these events have occurred before. In Act 3, Scene 1, Macbeth calls Banquo our chief guest. This immediately provides a warning to the audience of Banquo's bloody fate, because the last chief guest in the Macbeth household was King Duncan. Macbeth reveals his reason for killing Banquo and Fleance in a soliloquy.
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which will be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched by an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. Put rankers in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so come fate into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's that?
Essentially, Macbeth is concerned that he has murdered Duncan for no real reward, as he believes that the witch's prophecy means that he will have no children that will rule after him. He has a fruitless crown and a barren scepter. Therefore, Macbeth has committed a terrible act which is ruining his life. Put rancors in the vessel of my peace, for the benefit of Banquo's heirs, who will be kings. Here Macbeth changes. At the start of the play, he believes that it is his destiny to be king, because the witches predicted it. Therefore, he is justified in killing Duncan. However, now he is trying to circumvent a fate he doesn't agree with. What Macbeth is displaying here is a form of agency. Agency is the capacity of individuals to act independently and to make their own free choices. The question of agency versus fate is thoroughly explored in Macbeth, and again a common essay question for Macbeth might ask you to analyse whether the actions of Macbeth are the result of agency or fate. If you were arguing for agency, a useful quote to use to support your argument is where Macbeth challenges fate. Come fate into the list. In Act 1, Lady Macbeth convinces Macbeth to murder Duncan by linking his masculinity to the act of killing. In Act 3, we see the repetition of this event, but this time it is Macbeth attempting to convince two murderers to kill Banquo and Fleance. Macbeth mirrors Lady Macbeth's use of gendered rhetoric when he links where the two men fit into a hierarchy of manliness to Banquo's murder. If you have the station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it. This scene again establishes the transformation that has occurred in Macbeth. He is now actively planning violence and using language to convince and coerce others into committing murder. In scene 2, we also witness a change in Lady Macbeth. She is no longer certain that the end, Macbeth becoming the king, justifies the means, killing Duncan. She is extremely remorseful, and the audience sees an extreme change from the woman that was so contemptuous of Macbeth's doubts earlier in the play. Indeed, she seems to echo Macbeth's earlier remorse when she says, "Naught's had, all's spent. Where our desire is got without content, 'tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy." Lady Macbeth is saying that she would prefer to trade places with Duncan and be murdered than live with the guilt of her actions. It is now Macbeth that is the dominant partner in the marriage. He won't even tell Lady Macbeth what his plan is to kill Banquo, as he wants to keep her innocent of the knowledge. For Macbeth, work is violence. It's murder. He tells Lady Macbeth that they had scotched the snake, not killed it. This means that there is still murder to be committed in order to consolidate their power and create their own fate. The changed roles the two characters play in their relationship is demonstrated when Macbeth explains to Lady Macbeth that they need to make our faces visors to our heart, disguising what they are. Essentially, he is asking her to look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it, as she interacts with Banquo, who Macbeth plans to murder. Again, we are seeing Shakespeare employing repetition to heighten the suspense of the action. In this scene, he also reveals the mental anguish that both he and his wife are experiencing after Duncan's murder. Terrible dreams afflict their sleep, and they experience torture of the mind, and Macbeth's own mind is full of scorpions. Act 3, Scene 3 is a brief but important scene. Banquo is murdered, and Fleance escapes. Again, we have structural repetition. A father is murdered, and the child escapes. The tension builds as all these children will be looking for revenge against Macbeth. Macbeth's situation is also snowballing. He has killed Duncan, the rightful king and a distant relative. Now he has organised the murder of Banquo, his best friend. Macbeth's motive for killing Banquo is that he is scrabbling to change the fate that he believes the witches have predicted. He not only wants the throne for himself, he also wants it for his future children. The irony is that Macbeth's attempts to change his fate only works to cement it. The idea of predestination is essential to the play. Predestination is the belief that everything that will happen has already been decided by God or fate and cannot be changed. Do we create our own fate, or is it decided for us? This is a question that the audience is forced to confront from the moment the witches reveal their prophecies to Macbeth and Banquo. And that's it. You've made it. Just to quickly recap the main things we've covered in this video, Act 3 opens with Banquo alone on stage. In a soliloquy, he reflects on the idea of fate and predestination. The question of whether we have agency over our lives is definitely raised in the play from the moment the three witches deliver their prophecies to Macbeth and Banquo. Structurally, events from the first two acts are beginning to repeat, which lends itself to the belief that the events are inevitable or fated. Interestingly, we see a major shift in the relationship between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Macbeth is now the dominant partner, as he is the one organising the murder of Banquo, whilst Lady Macbeth is hesitant. Finally, we have the most significant event in these three scenes, and arguably the climax of the play, the moment when Banquo is murdered and Fleance flees. So now, as the orchestra is starting to play, I hope you found the videos to be interesting and informative. If you have any questions or would like me to create a video on something specific about Macbeth, please write it down in a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, it would be great if you like it, or even better, subscribe, as I'll be bringing out new videos soon. And to finish, thank you so much for watching.